Hello friends, I hope you all are doing great. This is Kunal Nagpal and I'm feeling immensely proud to welcome you once again to this great economic forum, Nagpal Econotech Academia. My dear friends, in today's discussion, we are actually going to focus on very strategic steps taken by our respected government in order to boost the overall employment prospects in the Indian economy. Specifically, I'm going to focus on the Mudra loan scheme, that what all benefits it has actually helped the Indian economy to reap, hence actually benefiting the youth and talent of our country to further enhance in a positive manner, thereby helping the overall demographic dividend of the country to enhance and embrace in a very effective manner, specifically focusing on the hilly areas of India located in Uttarakhand. Moreover, we are also going to discuss that what all cumulative steps are being taken by our respected government and the Reserve Bank of India to actually tackle and deal with the inflation situation in our economy. My dear friends, I would like to bring to your notice that the inflation has again crossed the upper tolerance band. That is, the retail inflation is currently 6.25% for our economy. So that really calls for certain very strategic measures, and the overall balanced approach is actually the need of the hour to be brought into picture. So let's begin with our today's discussion. My dear friends, our respected Prime Minister Shree Narendra Modi ji states that the government is making effective efforts at providing the jobs as per the interest and talent. He stated yesterday, that is on 20th February 2023, that his government and the overall dispensation to the states where the Bharatiya Janata Party is in power are actually making all efforts to provide employment opportunities to the youth according to their area of interest and aptitude. He also underlined that 8 crore people, nearly 8 crore people, most of them women, Dalits and tribals, have actually benefited from the Mudra loans. In a virtual address to the Rozgar Mela, that is employment fair of Uttarakhand, Modi ji stated that the new education policy NEP is actually equipping the youth of today for the important roles in the future. The center and the BJP government in Uttarakhand are actually making a constant effort to provide the new opportunities of employment to the youth as per their interest and their abilities to help them progress, Modi ji said. The BJP-ruled states and the center have begun organizing the Rozgar Melas and handing over the employment letters on a large scale. He further emphasized that the Mudra loan scheme, under which nearly 10 lakh rupees credit is actually provided without any guarantee, has helped immensely in employment generation. Till now, nearly 38 crore rupees has been disbursed as the Mudra loans across the country. About 8 crore youth have actually become the entrepreneurs for the first time, he said. And most of these beneficiaries are generally women and youth belonging to the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, or the other backward classes category, he added. In Uttarakhand, the Mudra loans have actually helped people open shops, dhabas, guest houses, homestays, and other such businesses. And these loans have helped create the jobs in the tourism sector and in self-employment. Modi ji referred to an old saying in the mountains that their youth go to the plains for jobs and its water flows downhill. hence depriving these regions of the two resources. He says that this should actually change and employment opportunities are being created in the hill states to actually retain the youth there. New infrastructure projects in Uttarakhand have also helped to create employment, be it for engineers, raw material industry, construction workers, and labor. Now, my dear friends, after this great, delightful discussion, which is really quite encouraging, we would like to move further to actually discuss the overall strategy of the government and the Reserve Bank of India to adopt the balanced approach in order to ensure inflation stays in check in the Indian economy. My dear friends, the government and the Reserve Bank of India have actually taken several steps to control inflation, and this will continue to do so to ensure it remains within the expected limits. The Finance Minister, Dr. Nirmala Sitharaman, said on Monday, that is on 20th February 2023. She said, though most central banks in the developed countries actually synchronize the increase in interest rates, the Reserve Bank of India considers the purpose of the Indian economy a lot more and hence takes a call accordingly. And that's what I actually specified in the beginning. That is, the Reserve Bank of India is actually trying its best to adopt a balanced approach, specifically concerning the situations existing in the Indian economy. So, the Reserve Bank of India is not necessarily synchronizing with the Western central banks, but at the same time also watching the global movement of capital. I think the Reserve Bank of India is looking at the Indian economy a lot more for our purpose, Dr. Sitharaman said in the post-budget interaction in Jaipur. She explained that the overall situation in the emerging markets was quite different from the developed nations and added that the Western central banks were raising their rates as they had low rates for a very long time. The Reserve Bank of India is actually seized of the matter, and it is the Reserve Bank of India's business to actually manage inflation and hence keep it under the expected limits, she added. The minister said the government was actually taking a number of measures to address inflation holistically. We have taken a lot of steps, for example, encouraging the farmers to sow the pulses so that the production of pulses in India actually increases in the coming sowing season, Dr. Sitharaman said. The government has reduced to a single digit or completely removed the import duty on pulses, and it has made the imports convenient and the pulses are available quickly and cheaply in India, she said. The retail inflation again breached the RBI's upper tolerance limit and touched the 3-month high of 6.52% in January, as stated by me, mainly due to the higher prices in the food basket, including cereals and protein-rich items. Now let's discuss this particular scenario with regards to the capex and private investment. Basically, on concerns over the slow private investment, Dr. Sitharaman said the private sector is actually expanding, but is also looking at the suitable time for investment, considering the demand concerns due to the recession in many countries. She said, considering the limitations of the industry, the center has been acting by increasing the capital expenditure, that is the capex, since the last 3 consecutive budgets. and we have not stopped from acting. In the last 3 budgets, we consistently increased the public spending, she added. Furthermore, on talking specifically about the ED raids, that is the Enforcement Directorate's raids, she said, when asked about the Directorate of Enforcement's ongoing raids on the Congress leaders in Chhattisgarh, she clarified that no action is actually executed with a sense of revenge. It's very important to note, as stated by her, any agency first collects the data and only then the action is taken. And no action is basically executed with a sense of revenge. The Enforcement Directorate, that is ED, had conducted the fresh searches on 20th February at nearly a dozen locations in Chhattisgarh over the coal levy scheme, including the residential and office premises of various Congress leaders. Each agency going there has been bringing the tangible material, some of which has actually been pictured by the media. So instead of accusing the people of the vindictiveness, they should explain to the people at its own plenary as to why their people are out on bail, she said. So, my dear friends, I believe that today's session must have helped you to actually realize that what all proactive measures and the holistic approach our government is adopting in order to secure balance and equilibrium with regard to the 2 very, very prominent aspects of the economy. Very, very prominent aspects governing the effective functioning of the economy. That is stabilization of the inflation situation, and at the same time maximization of the employment opportunities and effective utilization of the country's talent and youth, hence helping to maximize the demographic dividend in a holistic manner. So, on this note, I would like to conclude this session, and I really hope you all take excellent care of yourselves until we meet next. Thank you so much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.